Breakup Diaries, episode 3. I'm gonna be really honest with everything that's been going on, because I do only post vlogs once a month, so I figured I'd just update. So me and my ex, we contacted each other. We're on friendly terms. We're friends, I guess now you could say. And that's been really eating at me alive. I reached out to a lot of friends asking what should I do because I feel like I'm being torn apart. I should get my answers. So I had a talk with him. And now we're here. We've been talking really friendly and playing games together for about a week until today. We had a talk and I asked him why he broke up with me and all of the stuff that I never really understood. Because the breakup was kind of uncalled for, I guess. I think what hurt a lot was, well, for starters, I was willing to fight for something that he wasn't. That never feels good on anyone. But I asked him how long it took to get over me. And he said a month and a half. And I'm like 3 weeks post-breakup. Or 3 months post-breakup. And I'm still here. It makes me feel stupid. And I think in my last video, I said like, oh, the questions I wanted answered were like, if he was hurting post-breakup. And he was. And all of the stuff we had was real. Which I don't know really how to take. Everything you said was real, but you know, still couldn't work it out. It's confusing, I guess. And I asked him, in the future when there are different circumstances, would you ever consider dating me again? And he was like, yeah. If the puzzle pieces align, then yeah. And I'm definitely reading into that too much, but that, I think, just kind of, it did something to me. And I also asked him if, in the present moment, he had any feelings for me, and the answer was no. It doesn't feel the best to be discarded so easily by someone you hold so close to your heart, and someone who shared such vulnerability with. And I have so many people saying like, oh, now you know he's the type of guy he is, like what did you expect and stuff. But that doesn't help me in what I'm feeling, I guess, and the struggles that I'm going through and the experiences that I went through with him and how I felt with him, because I felt so safe with him and so close to him. And part of me is like, I don't know if I'll ever find that again in someone. And it's so hard because this whole time I was blaming myself, like my BPD and all of my attachment issues, when I did not cause this breakup. I couldn't have done anything to have stopped this from happening. It was inevitable to happen. Because it had nothing to do with what I did or what I didn't do. It had everything to do with what was going on with him. And he knew that. And he still decided to pursue something with me. And he is already over it. And I'm still stuck in the exact same place, in the exact same pool of tears and blood and sweat that he left me in. I know life will move on. I know I just have to put one foot in front of the other and put my shoes on.
To my dearest love, in the same lifetime where I didn't want a future, I found myself planning one with you. And I think that's what love does to people. It heals the broken, humanizes the soulless, and rekindles sparks that were thought to never light again. I'm so extremely grateful I got to be loved by you in this life. It may as well be one of my favorite experiences ever. right above getting the opportunity to love you. How easy that was for me. And although we broke each other in the little time we had together, trees lose their leaves in the winter so they can grow stronger in the summer. And we had to lose each other in order to grow in life. And as much as I could romanticize our time together, you can't read a book over and over and over and over again, hoping for a different ending. We can only write new chapters together. And yes, the world may still turn without you in my life, but the cracks you created with your earthquake still stays, along with the new land you gave me though. Grief is just love with nowhere to go. Yearning is proof of how much you love someone, and you showed me what love could be after believing it was just a marketing tactic. And although painful to let go, it's the most alive I felt in a while. You made a non-believer a believer. But if there's anything I learned while navigating this heartbreak, it's these things. 1. You know yourself best. Listen to your body. If I could go back and do this heartbreak all over again, which I will never willingly do, I wish I let the waves of emotion take over my body. Consume me even, until you can no longer tell the difference between me and my bed. Faking the smile the next day was not ideal, but I was broken up with on Christmas, so take what you will. But maybe, just maybe, if I had let my body feel it all, I wouldn't have waves of flashbacks during random parts of my day. Conquer one mountain instead of many hills. And I think everyone and their mother meant well when they projected their advice on how to heal after a breakup, in the hopes that I wouldn't hurt or it would lessen the hurt, but hurt is inevitable in life. Be a girl boss. You don't need him. No response is a response. If he wanted to, he would. I think there's a time, place, and person for that advice, but for me it's bullshit given the type of breakup I was going through. Because I can girl boss while yearning for a man. I have many times, actually. No response does not answer all of the burning questions I had, and if he wanted to, he could, but there are so many things that I want to do. I simply can't. If I didn't listen to myself, I think I would be yearning over this man for years. But fortunately, I do know myself. And I knew what I needed to do in order to heal. I did need my last conversation, and some may say closure is bullshit, but I think those are the same type of people that think therapy is a waste of money. So yes, I texted him. Now, is this a sign to go drunk text your toxic ex? Fuck no. This was a very situational action. A lot of thinking I had to do. And at the end of the day, I did this for myself, with no intent of getting back together with him. We talked. I got my answers after being broken up with blindsidedly, and I soon realized there was nothing I could have done to avoid this outcome. Some things are just not in your control. Which is why I hate the phrase, if he wanted to, he would. There are a lot of things he told me he wanted to do that he was incapable of doing. And sure, feminist this, I deserve that, but I think empathy is the greatest gift that I have. We are two young people in love, and despite my mature demeanor, I am only 18, and I am a teenager. I think people forget that humans make mistakes, especially when they're young and in love. Love is ignorant, not blind, and ignorance is bliss. Some things have to be canon in life in order for humans to grow. Teenage love isn't supposed to be serious, it should be playful. Serious shit doesn't come until you have kids and a mortgage or something. Right? It took him a month and a half to get over me. Meanwhile, it's been 3 months, and I'm still stuck in this house. And I think that was one of the most painful things I've heard in our 1-hour conversation. And I know how someone copes from your lack of presence does not determine your worth, but I did feel a little stupid. A lot of stupid. Even though it's statistically proven that men get over relationships way faster than women by avoiding the problem at hand, something about that will never stick well with me as a woman, as an empath, as someone who just struggles with emotions, specifically BPD. I wish I had that detachment, something I'm working on, but as much as I try to be nonchalant, I'll always feel so incredibly deeply. As my best friend said, it is my greatest gift though, even though it brings me to hell and back. And with all that being said, What I'm trying to say is to listen to your intuition, despite what everyone tells you. Because at the end of the day, you know yourself best. And even if it backfires, what is life if not to learn? So rot, cry, sleep, get your answers, do what you need to do in order to heal and not avoid. And if you can't get it when you're alone, get it from the person who gave it to you. 2. Right person, wrong time might actually exist, despite being a firm believer that that's bullshit. Because if they were the right person, there would be no wrong time, is what I used to say when I was a naive, hopeless romantic. Life isn't perfect, and I'm a bigger believer in the fact that soulmates are made, not found. So yes, we made a soulmate out of each other for the time being, until we realized the red string that was connecting us was only red because it was draining us of our blood. We didn't break up because we wanted to. We both knew that. We both loved each other so much. There was no lack of love or other person. We didn't use the L word lightly. But it's something that had to be done in order for both of us to live instead of just survive. In a different timeline, in a different universe, in a different body, in different circumstances, we could have worked, for sure. But life is more than just love, especially in the 21st century. It's work, it's school, it's money, it's politics, it's family. It's hard for it to ever just be love. And if the puzzle pieces aligned in the future, we both said we would give it another go. Because as Dr. Strange once said, by the eye of Agamotto. No, I'm just kidding. Dr. Strange once said, I love you in every universe. It's not that I don't want to care for someone or have someone care for me. It's just I'm scared. I'm scared. In which Christine Palmer says, face your fears. So I let him face his fears of losing me. And if he's strong enough to find his way back to me, he will. And I'll congratulate him with open arms, because at the end of the day, distance does make the heart grow fonder. But if not, I'm not grieving our relationship. I'm celebrating our friendship. Because in the talk we had, we decided to stay friends with each other. And I know some people are side-eyeing me right now, but there's nothing wrong with two people learning from their mistakes and maturing. Your love for someone doesn't lessen, it changes. From person to person, relationship to relationship, change to change. And I'm friends with quite a few of my exes. I think that's the effect I have on people or something. I shape people into changing for the future instead of for the present. A student is only as good as their coach, though, meaning no one will ever love quite like me. It's something I'm really proud of. The ability to love, not the whole changing people shit. And I can't confirm nor deny that we will or will not date in the future. But we both know now that our love was real, despite all of its hardships. Maybe if times were simpler and our lives were less chaotic, we could have stayed together, given the root reason of our breakup being we realized that our relationship was becoming less and less of a priority as our lives evolved. I can't say with 100% certainty that this is a case of right person, wrong time. But I damn well became a victim of believing this stupid concept after meeting him. So yes, I got broken up with, and I texted my ex post-breakup. And no, we did not get back together, despite all of you on social media thinking that we would. But if there's one thing I want to say to my love and everyone watching, it's this. Do not ever be afraid of love. You will never be ready for love, unfortunately, but that doesn't mean you should deprive yourself of it. Sometimes broken souls have the ability to heal each other. And I think once you realize that your life isn't a self-help documentary, healing starts to become a lot easier and more natural. Life is never going to be deprived of conflicts, but you grow to be strong. It never gets easier. Sometimes people need to grow apart in order to come back stronger. Sometimes people aren't meant for each other. Sometimes people aren't meant for forever. But every time you open your heart to someone you see fits, love becomes less scary. Love changes people, and we all have the ability to change people. So with all that, I'm gonna stop talking about my breakup. Despite not being completely over it, this will be the end of the breakup diaries for many reasons, but as my last letter to you, I love you. And shall the red string find our fingers again, I hope we can also find each other. But if not, it was a privilege and an honor to have gotten the opportunity to be loved by you in this lifetime. XOXO.